right now.
Almost more fun to be unprepared, I think.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? I don't like countdowns. It's like an old like 1990s style of like marketing. It's like, no, I'm over that one. So we got to do something else besides a countdown.
We could use cue cards like they do in Saturday Night Live. Just hold up.
That'd be great. Just show up a cue card to the audience. Say, hey.
See, I think the 5-minute like diversion of how to go live, I think we need to keep that. I kind of like it.
Instead, what we do is we riff for a minute and then we get going.
Yeah, we riff for a minute. Yeah. I mean, that's what we've been doing this far. So, I mean, why change now?
They do at Critical Role, and we could just yell curse words at Mike like right before we go live.
I would rather not do that. That's as somebody who does sometimes GM on this channel, I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, so welcome everybody to High Shelf Gaming. We are going to be going live in just a second once Mike unmutes himself.
Is that I'm not sure what's going on there.
Quill, can you hear us?
I can definitely hear you.
We'll see.
Hey, okay, now I show up on the meters in OBS. So, hi, thanks, hello. Now if I could just make sure that I can actually, hear everybody.
Beautimous.
Okay. Everything. All right, cool.
Yeah, all right.
So,
thank you for that quick heads up. Really appreciate it. So yeah, this is High Shelf Gaming that me and my friend put together, and now we have graduated from being a weekly podcast on all the podcast apps to streaming our games on Twitch. Tonight, we're going to be playing Blades in the Dark, run by Mike over there. So thank you, Mike.
Hi.
Real quick couple of announcements. We, of course, run other games on this channel as well. Every Monday night, we run Tales from the Loop, put on by Katrina, playing Maribel tonight. And this Saturday, we're going to be playing Cyberpunk Red, starting up Chapter 2 of our Cyberpunk Red campaign. So super excited about that. I think it's going to be like a train heist situation based on what everybody's been putting in terms of what they want to do. So
Casey and I are very excited.
That will be crazy. I cannot wait. We've gone from like one super explosive game where like real shit went down to, I know, let's steal a train. I'll see how it goes.
Nobody will notice a train that goes missing. Come on.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah. And Mike, you also run on Sundays. You run Vert on another channel. I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, I play in the Vert campaign over on the Raven Desk Games channel. They're the publishers of the game, and the GM is actually the main author of the entire game and a huge nerd for the entire Vert setting. It's a bunch of novels from the 90s, so it's a good time. It's cyberpunk, but super weird every time you think you understand something. So
that's cool. I'm a huge fan. And then last thing, May 1st, which is coming up, we are going to be doing a giant charity stream using the Traveler system, which is a sci-fi opera style role-playing game. The GM for that, Patrick Canuse, is set up a relationship with us and the Carcinoid Foundation, which is a form of cancer that often goes undiagnosed. So we're going to do a big stream to raise awareness, raise some funds for them, for anybody who can give. We are going to be giving away a ton of stuff. We have many sets of dice. We have books that are signed by the creator of Traveler. We have subscriptions to Roll20 and subscriptions to Drive-Thru RPG for books you can buy from there, and a bunch of other stuff like tokens for various platforms. I think Roll20, and a bunch of Legend Keeper licenses to give away and all kinds of cool stuff. So if nothing else, show up to be a part of all the giveaways, because some of the stuff we're just going to give away for you just being there, and then other stuff we're going to give away to donors of
statistically probably get something.
Right. Yeah. We're hoping to hit big numbers, so the stats are quite a little less certain, but yeah. So May 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern is when we're going to start the charity stream.
And y'all are just giving away a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
somebody's going to win a lot of stuff, or everybody's going to win something.
Right.
50 Legend Keeper licenses, right? Something like that.
Yeah. 50 Legend Keeper licenses, a bunch of books, a bunch of dice from various dice makers. It's really kind of crazy. So yeah, if only one person shows up, it's going to be a payday for them. I really hope it's not a payday for one person. I hope a lot of people get something out of it.
I mean, even 10 people, that's a pretty good payday.
Yeah. Because we're giving away like, I think when Patrick and I counted everything up, we're giving away like 70 something things in 4 hours and playing a role-playing game in the middle of all that.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
That is
people are gonna get stuff.
that's like more than 10 giveaways per hour.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. So Patrick and I are talking about just how to do that, let alone everything else. Like, how do we give away all this cool stuff we've got? So that's really exciting. I can't wait to do it. And in keeping with that theme, at the break point for this game, we're going to be giving away a beta key for Legend Keeper, which is the game tracking and world building tool that we all use here at High Shelf Gaming. Blades in the Dark has run out of Legend Keeper. My Cyberpunk game has run out of it. Heather, Tales from the Loop, you run that out of Legend Keeper. It's like a really cool world building tool where you've got maps within maps, and then you can like build out a whole wiki with all your NPCs and all the factions and tag
your
things.
wiki things go on the map. It's like,
and then you can like turn it over to your players and be like, all right, players, here's what you know, add notes, and here's all my GM secrets behind a curtain. So it's pretty dope, and we're going to be giving away one of those at the midpoint during the break, so stick around for that. I think those are my pre-show announcements. Anybody else? Did I miss anything, gang?
Nope.
Okay.
Not on me on my side.
Awesome. All right. Well, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you to levy punishment to us for all the naughty things we've been up to in Blades in the Dark.
Oh, they are such good things too, though. But
they were.
Yeah, so Blades in the Dark, for anybody who's like popping by for the first time, it's a game where we play a group of scoundrels who are trying to get paid and get out of the gutter in a sort of Victorian-esque city that's haunted and surrounded by a wall of lightning, so nobody can leave.
We're all in this together.
Yes, and it's always permanently night because the sun like just got snuffed out 1,000 years ago. Because that's a thing. It happened. So, but yeah, so the crew here is the Faceless, a crew of shadows, spies, and saboteurs, making names for themselves by, let's see, blowing up warehouses and killing drug dealers lately. So
we're super subtle.
Our first mission, we stole a thing, and it went well.
I know. You went. You took over a dead drop at one point. That was all nice and contained. We met with people to create new arrangements and connections and over fancy dinners. That went well. And then we started stealing goat carts full of bombs. It's just all been crazy since then.
Ghost Bomb was a big turn.
It was.
The group, I think.
It was a big moment for us.
Turn downward, I think.
We just put the pedal on the floor, and I don't think we've figured out how to let up on that just yet. Like, we're still all in on going in over our heads.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of people in a goat cart at this point.
And the goat's pissed.
Yeah.
So we will run around the edge here, and I'll have everybody introduce yourselves and your characters right now. As Ninja Fighter 45 asked in chat, Griffith is not with us right now. He may be in later this evening. Hopefully, he was planning on it. Maybe after the break to get back on. But his character wasn't actually here last time, and we have some stuff to wrap up from that. So it was a good time for him to take a little extra time to get some stuff sorted out.
Outside of the game, Griffith is a trucker, and so like you can imagine that right now he is super busy, and we are very fortunate to have the time from him that we do get. No, he just works, for fleet companies that does a bunch of crazy stuff. Whatever. That's his life. But yeah, super excited to deal with the fallout of our last session.
Yeah. Exciting is the word.
Change that overlay, Mike.
Yeah. I got Photoshop. Oh man, I didn't even think of trying to do that for tonight. Anyway, next time it'll be an updated overlay. It'll be great.
You didn't know
Yes.
until
Yeah, until
right
literally
before.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have everybody introduce yourselves, your characters. Katrina, would you want to go first?
Sure. I play Maribel Walker. She is the slide for the group, which means she talks to people and likes secrets, especially everyone else's.
Nice. David, do you want to tell us about Ohm?
Sure. Empty Ohm is a Tycherosi tinkerer, which means that they have part demon blood in them and thus have a lot of strange body shape to them. Their neck region actually has open gaps that are not wounds, just openings in the neck where you can see straight through. Yeah, they tinker and keep our patron happy by working on a grand invention involving masks that can change kind of at will of the wearer. Mask that we use. And last game we had a nice big breakthrough, and then I got my hands on some wonderful Leviathan blood, and that will go very far in our experimentations. I cannot wait.
Yes.
But yeah, Empty Ohm is kind of aloof and kind of a goof, and yeah, I don't think I have much more to say about them. So
Good
Cool.
wordplay.
And Ethan, how about Demas?
Oh yeah, Demas. Demas is the spider playbook, so he's a man with plans, and those plans have taken an interesting turn recently, but
Yes.
it's all according to plan. Everything's under control. We're
Yes.
fine.
That's what you tell us. And we
Sure.
believe it.
And he has aspirations to, I don't know, maybe topple the Scotland government or something. I don't know. He doesn't like those dirty traitors.
They've been through so much already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they got sold out.
Cool. So yes, last time we ran a score. Actually, last time we did downtime and ran a score. Last time you had discovered that Maribel's old rival Brill. Sorry, there's something going on outdoors. Brill, Maribel's rival, had been. Um, he had opened up a lavender cellar like within your hunting grounds, like territory that's like yours that you kind of operate out of.
Mm-hmm.
And he was cooking a drug called lure down there. So we went and we found his little lab, and we all went to talk it out, um, which turned into slugging it out, which turned into him making scary demon steam whistle noises, and like his eyes getting all weird, and like him being like shot in one cheek and out the other, and not seeming to care, and then Maribel killing him. So
We have this habit of killing people by shooting them in the face.
yeah,
And I didn't anticipate this happening when we named ourselves the Faceless, but it is now a thing.
It's the
But
most
here we
efficient
are.
method. Typically, you just need one if you do it that way.
sometimes that's just how it works out. Yeah.
Indeed.
Sometimes you crit on your roll to shoot somebody. So
It's good. It was exciting. We got the job
He was
done.
all hopped up
Did the
on
thing.
demon juice. That's fine.
He
Yeah,
was hopped
he
up
was
on
he was all
goofballs.
like tossing people across the room and flipping tables and making terrifying noises. It was all kinds of fun. Yeah, good
Yeah.
times. But yeah, after that, you were able to get the hell out of there while the bell from the crematorium was ringing, and like the crows were starting to land on all the lamps outside and stuff. Um, and you made your way back to the hideout. And now we've had a little bit of time to regroup, and everyone gets to do their downtime actions, which is things for either your character to recover, to try to heal yourself, to try to like do things for a personal agenda, try to do some stuff for the crew for assistance. Um,
Does
but
everyone
yeah,
get to do their downtime actions?
do you want to do Demas's downtime actions? I kind of assumed I would
I
let
mean,
Demas do downtime
sure.
actions, but
Yeah, that works for me.
it's up to you.
It works for me. I'll do them.
Okay. Does anybody have anything in particular that they know they want to do for downtime?
Um,
I mean,
so
the quick
I,
question to all of that is usually, is anyone hurt?
right.
do
I
indulge
do
the
have
vice.
a a wound to take care of. I do.
I still have level 1 scared, and I also feel it's almost fitting to have right now. So, but I also have the trauma haunted, so I'm kind of double dipping there. So,
Yeah, I would like to heal, and I would like one of us to take care of some of the heat that's on our crew. Maybe two of us to take care of some of the heat that is on our crew, because our cup runneth over on heat and wanted levels and the like.
I'll indulge my vice and take care of some heat.
Okay.
I can take care of some heat as well, but I'd like to work on one of my clocks or work on my clock, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just trying to pull up the crew sheet to just see how much heat there is.
Oh, a lot.
There
Like
is
plenty.
Yeah, there's 7 heat right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
1 to 2. So
Yes.
Yeah. People know us, not for the reasons we want them to know
Yeah.
us, but people know us.
yeah.
You started out being known as being strange. You were working on being known as savvy, and now everybody just knows you as brutal. Yeah.
It's like when you meet a new person and they're like, I'm a pretty big deal. You know, we're a pretty big deal in Crow's Foot, but not in the way that we want to be a big deal.
Yeah. Good times, y'all.
Okay. Yeah. So, Ethan, for Demas, you said that you wanted to indulge his vice and reduce heat.
Just reduce some heat, yeah. And I
Okay.
think probably the reducing heat last, because I feel like that would lead wonderfully into what might come next.
Okay. So we're going to start here. Like, we get the scene of him like coming down the stairway with his little stub of a candle into the little grotto underneath the bar and the docks.
Yeah.
Kind of settling in and taking the dipper of water and taking a nice big sip and sitting back on one of the stone slabs that are on the side of the room, kind of like benches. And I think the
I'll
light
do
in
my
there,
specialized see.
yeah, your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness, and then like the stuff in the water starts to kick in, and like you start to be able to see more and more, and like you feel that tattoo for Maisley on your arm, like just kind of tingle, and you see that where you could see the snake on it before, like kind of like coiling around it. And when you kind of like cover your arm up and put it back down, you're sitting kind of like on one wall. There's like where there's like the little spring that the water comes out of and goes into like kind of a little basin, like natural basin. Like it's eaten away the rock enough that there's like kind of a basin that it pools in. And you're kind of on the bench on the end away from that, and on on the part side of the bench between you and the basin, as you kind of like cover the tattoo back up and put your arm back down. Maisley is sitting there, and she's surrounded by this huge, like black snake thing. Like it's got a head the size of yours,
And
and it's got
I
these
think
like luminous eyes that are like blinking at you.
Demas sort of like halfway in his reverie, he'll just say, "I'd really love to stop seeing you."
I feel like Maisley ends up being like, "But father, which one of us do you mean?"
Yeah. That tracks.
Yeah,
That's the one.
yeah. But yeah, I think the big snake thing like kind of coils around Maisley and looks at you, and says something to Maisley about like, "Yes, child, you know the way now." Uh, Sort of like, you know what must be done, and kind of like
Cool.
slinks back some. Yeah.
It's a stress relief, y'all. This is how I relieve myself.
Yeah, this is
Lots
how
of pent
characters
up
relax.
stress.
And then the big snake thing kind of like, there's like a big crack of light, like lightning and like thunder, down there in this little tiny room, which is just deafening 'cause it's like this little stone room and all. And then everything is wet afterwards, but like the big snake thing is gone, but Maisley is still there with you. So
I'll just sit there. I don't know. Just experience it. I guess this is probably pretty normal
yeah,
at this point.
it's not unheard of for things to be super, super screwy after drinking the weird water down here. Yeah, and I think then you kind of, as happens when it goes well, you wake up in a gutter somewhere, like somewhere behind, some little Severosi restaurant in like Crows or at like Silk Shore, and you're just like in the back, like you just wake up with a start as like somebody comes out to like throw the trash into the bin out back and like get away from there, like thinking you're there to try to like steal stuff or something. So,
He'll just stand up and sort of wobbly start his way down the street again.
cool.
To where? Who knows?
I'm sure we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah.
So
Let
if
me
you
roll
want to
that.
roll
Yeah.
your
I
doodad.
forgot that's part of it. Indulge vice. Did it do it? Turns out when you have 2 character sheets popped out, it is pretty slow.
Are you flagged as the one that controls the second sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I clicked it. Oh, I see. There's a box. No bonus dice. 5. So I rolled a 5.
Yeah, so you clear 5 stress.
That leaves me with 2.
Yay! Did you want to do your other reduce heat now, or do you want to?
I could.
Okay.
If you'd like. I was gonna go talk to LaRose.
Do we want to talk in game, in group about this before you're just gone?
He left. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, if Ohm knew that you were leaving and then that was going to be the last time that they saw you, Ohm would wanted to have had a conversation.
Okay.
I think
Because I was totally cool with the cold exit.
Well, if that's Demas's way,
But
then
either
that's
way.
Demas's way, right? So I don't know. Does Ohm think you're coming back later today, or do they not?
I don't know. I don't want to deprive people of their closure.
I think Maribel's freaked out enough that like anyone going anywhere at first like freaks her out. Like that.
I mean, I think it would also be reasonable if someone was like, I think I know where he probably went, and kind of headed him off on his way to see LaRose or something. I think that would also be reasonable.
Kind of the thing that I was thinking of throwing in there was that like LaRose would have come to you guys and said, too much has happened for it to be completely look the other way. I'm still close friends with you guys, but the Blue Coats were friends with the Lamp Blacks, and like lots of shit has been going on, and like it's been identified as somebody from Faceless, so like somebody has to go down. He's like, and they're gonna make us come get somebody, or I'll be in my place at my like office at the station. So if somebody's a volunteer for this.
But I think Demas would at the very least want a mixture of people who didn't know and people who did. Like he would try to like not tell everybody, but and sort of.
I also kind of think it would be fun, maybe that Ohm doesn't know that Demas left Ohm in the dark, and then that could be something that Ohm gets to carry forward of like, hey, you just left.
Yeah.
That might be kind of fun for me.
I can dig it, yeah.
If you're into that.
I think Maribel's wise enough to know that she ain't going to jail. And that if the Blue Coat is there to talk to us, that like not a lot of choices. Like
If LaRose is showing up to have that conversation, like shit's gone down. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could literally just be like like just not even a conversation, just like a look between Demas and Maribel. Like
Mhm.
it's gonna be one of us. Like
Yeah, I think at the very least, Demas was probably a little weird when he left, and probably went and was like,
Mhm.
"How are the masks coming home?"
Well, they continue to progress. We have made great strides, and I think with our latest bounty, we're going to be ready for some major breakthroughs soon.
Yeah.
More than one face, and potentially additional things like what we'd been talking about.
Excellent. And Demas will like put his hands on Ohm's shoulders and be like, "Keep up the good work," and
Yes,
then
yes, thank you.
just leave.
Will you hand? Okay, never mind. And then I'll go over and get the thing
Can
that
you
I
hand me
needed.
the thing? And like Demas is already like out of the room. It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, my lab assistant is missing now. This is unfortunate for me.
they'll give you Maisley.
This is worse.
This is worse. What does Maribel have to say?
I think like I said, I think as like a look between Maribel and Demas, like one of us has to do something. But when that decision like feels like it's set, then it's just like I'll make sure to take care of the place.
So you grab his hat and head out the door to go see LaRose.
Okay.
Give Cerberus a little treat on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Griffith is still like back in the corner, like having had like something to drink for like the pain, because like he's still pretty beat up, I
Yeah.
think, isn't he?
Big time.
So he's like kind of knocked out with like trying to do it. Oh yeah, no, he's still super hurt. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's kind of out of whack as you're doing your thing. But yeah, Laurence works out of. He's not like total base level street cop, but like he's like not like detective or anything like that. Like there's actually a separate part of the kind of city law enforcement hierarchy that does that kind of thing. Um, but he's got like a space in like the nearby like substation kind of deal, where you know that typically he's either patrolling X space or he's in that cubicle of his.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where you can go find him.
Yep. So, good afternoon, LaRose.
So are you there as Demas? I assume.
Yeah.
Because this is the part where we end up having to ask that question of like, there's the faceless dude and there's Demas, and do we plug those two together? Because
We do. I still have my
yeah,
fine cover identity.
yeah,
So
okay, yeah. He's like, oh, does LaRose know Demas, or does he just know
I think he
faceless
has to know
people?
at least one of us.
Okay,
For us to be close friends, I think he has to, like, someone has been that sort of
yeah.
liaison
There's
of.
bi-directional communication, and he needs to be able to
Mm-hmm.
find
Right.
you somehow. Yeah, okay. Like, oh, he's just like, oh, Demas, have a seat. Like it's a crappy little wooden chair, and it's not like even like there's like a full wall or anything dividing people, but like there's like a chair next to like this rickety desk that he uses. Like I assume this is about the conversation last night.
Iron Hook calls.
I understand. It's like they sent us a warrant with a blank space here, so I can pop a name on the line for someone to be tried for such and such and such and such.
I just want your word that things will be a little better after all this.
This will go a long way towards taking attention off your compatriots.
You want to shake on it?
He knows what that means, and he's like, yeah, You have my word that look, you all have been very good to me, and I like to think I've been the same to you guys. I'll do what I can for you, but situation being what it is, somebody has to go down.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he'll collect his little ghostly spider for that. And
Yeah. I think he'll initially probably try to say it as something like there's like a lot of things happened here, but there's a lot of people who feel that some of the things that happened were in the long run for the betterment of the area. Right? There's a lot of blue coats that were on the payroll from the Lampblacks, and they're all pissed off. But in terms of like the citizens of Crowsfoot not having the Lampblacks, they're a little bit happier now. Right? So
that's what we like to hear.
Yeah, that may come into play when they're trying to do sentencing and stuff like that. So that may play to your favor.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. So you were also going to try to reduce heat in this
Yes.
also? Okay.
Yeah, so I think that would be consort.
Okay.
Right? Just having a casual conversation.
Yeah.
So how do you reduce heat? Is it like a fortune roll with 2 dice, essentially?
Where'd it go? Yeah. It is.
With my consort skill or something like that.
Reduce heat. Say what your character does to reduce the heat level of the crew and make an action roll. Maybe you consort with your friend. Maybe you consort with your friend who's a blue coat. Or
Maybe I
you
do.
command the fear. It says reduce heat according to the result. So yeah, it's just
Okay.
it's a consort roll or ignore position and effect.
Gotcha. This thing is killing me. I need to get this other sheet closed. All right. A 5.
A 5. So that is
I don't have
2
anything
heat
extra
that
on
come
that.
off.
I don't think I have anything extra on that. I think it's just the. No. Plus one, I can sort of gather information. No, that's not what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then that brings the crew down to 5 heat.
Good.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Demas.
It just makes sense.
Cool. Hey, Tico. Up by saying hi in chat.
Hey,
Hi, how you
Tico.
doing?
Hello.
Yeah. So I think I may come back to Demas a little bit later for a minute.
Probably.
But for everybody else who's got downtime actions to decide on here, anybody have ideas?
I was thinking heal and work on the project, but if our heat is still pretty high, then I may instead take down some of our heat. So I guess I'd like to reserve one of my actions till the end.
Okay. But you are going to try to heal?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and try and heal the last of it off.
Okay. Are you trying to heal yourself with the Physicker special ability? Or are you trying to see somebody else? Because using Physicker on yourself, it says you take 2 stress when you do so.
Me going to prison actually clears our heat.
Oh.
I just saw
Okay.
that.
Oh, well.
It says when one of
then.
your crew members, friends, contacts, or a framed enemy is convicted and incarcerated for crimes associated with your crew, your wanted level is reduced by 1, and you clear your heat.
All right then.
Okay.
Thanks, Demas.
So maybe I'll just put that downtime action into some training or something that I did to reduce heat, since we don't.
That's fair. Yeah.
Training in the prison yard.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit of time, down there visiting Ulf and Lucella before you get sent off to the clink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think go drinking and carousing and all that. And getting into fistfights, as one does while drinking and carousing at Keller's.
Especially if you're hanging out with Ulf there, yeah.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Cool.
So I'll just add 2 to prowess then and call that a day.
Okay. Yeah. No, I will pay. I will pay a physician to take care of my flesh wound.
Okay. I know we've had a couple people who've gone to see Melver before. There's I forget last time who it was. Actually, I think it was you who went to see
Yep.
Quellen.
Yep, I went to
Um,
Quellen, and she helped me quite a bit. So yeah, I'll happily go back to Quellen, I guess, and spend coin there to get my get a chance to get rid of my last wound there.
okay. So I'm trying to didn't plan ahead for going to Quellen, so I didn't open my super secret Google Doc to
I can go somewhere
find my
else.
Quellen notes. Oh no, I have notes attached to Quellen that I wanted to get out there, and then
Oh, good.
unfortunately Scott's
He has
class
to give you a
meant that he
weird.
couldn't. Yeah,
He has to give you a weird random thing about one of us.
I have to tell you the dooming for another member of the group
Yes.
because it was a table in Zweihander that was too good to pass up. So, yeah. So that's opening for me here. I'll get there in a second.
Awesome.
Yeah, but over there in Six Towers, Quellen's quick quality quaffs. Let me find the Quellen handout here again to pop up.
Thanks, Scott. Or Quellen's quick quaffs.
Quellen's quick quality quaffs.
There we go. Hey, Quellen, how you doing there? She looks like she's killed someone before with that like stern look. Oh, on the stream, you want to lower her. There you go. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. They all open up high, and then I have to drag them down. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Maribel's gonna look if she survives.
Yes. Very stern.
Yeah. So you get there, and I think last time you were doing the thing where like you're trying not to set off the bell that's like attached to the door, and like it's like you probably have like that like extreme close-up shot of like the top corner of the door where the door creaks open until it's like the bell is like just as far
And
as it'll go, and then it's like
there's like a little empty ohm finger trying to worm its way around the door to like
yeah,
touch the bell, but it can't quite get there. So it like
like
retracts back.
maybe if I just push it upwards, it won't fall back. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. There's just wincing, just noticeable like pain. It's not like trying to be stealthy. It's just like, ugh, this bell hurts my soul. And then go in and wait for Quellen to make herself available.
Yeah, you smell like something that has been baking recently in the back, and then like there's like there's like a curtain, but it's like a sheet of burlap like in this like little kind of passageway that runs from like behind the back counter in the back into like the back, which is like living space.
Mm-hmm.
You swear for a second, they're like, wait, was that Maisley back there? It's like, who the hell knows? Burlap comes back in as Quellen comes in. It's like, oh, hello again, dear. What can I do for you today?
Yes, Quellen, it is good to see you again. Last time you were oh so gracious and helpful to me. I wish to make use of your services again, as Empty exposes their like lower abdomen, and there's clearly like a bandage that has like blood seeping through kind of thing from where they were shot. And I'll say uh, despite having numerous passages where I would have gone unaffected, this round did make contact, and I was hoping that you would have something for me.
Oh, my, that does look very painful, dear. Yes, let's see what we can do to help you out. It's like find, some witch wart again, because that seemed to help settle you last time. And some of, this and some of that. And, she gets like this
Yes.
little thing of herbs, and she's like, these are from. Don't worry about it, dear. And she pours some of them into like the mortar and pestle and starts like grinding them up. She pours everything into like a little cheesecloth bag and ties it with a little piece of string and like steeps it in a glass of hot water for a couple minutes.
Yeah, Empty's watching with rapt attention, like,
Yeah.
what is this concoction? Why is it so similar to the last concoction? That was for head stuff. This is a
Yeah.
wound. What's gonna happen to me? Perfect.
Um, yeah, and I think she sees you looking at it weird. She's like, I know. Some of these are very commonly used herbs in poultices and mixtures, and the thing that we're really going for here is something that we can apply directly to the wound. So she then takes that. She has like, she's like, lay back on this like chair, so you're kind of reclining, and she kind of tries carefully to remove the bandage that's there, and she
Sure.
has like. It's not that she takes like the mug of water that she was steeping everything in, as much as like she takes like this like weird like pseudo tea bag back out and
Mm-hmm.
like applies that directly to the wound after it is steeped. And she like puts like another bandage
As,
over the
as
top of it, and she's like,
as
"Here,
soon as
I'll,
it touches my wound, Empty is thinking, wait, she just pulled that tea cloth like out of a drawer next to some like rat bits. This is not gonna go well.
just
like just
apply
watching. Ah.
apply pressure, dear." Yeah.
Yes, of course. The pressure does make this different. Thank you.
Yeah. She's like, and if you like, I can get some cream, and you can have the rest of it as a tea. It may help as well. Just, help.
I'm at your counsel. So
It's like,
yes, please.
it's like, oh well, like the goat milkman equivalent stopped by this morning, so I'll be right back. Like she leaves you out here in like the front for a minute as she goes back, and you
Yep.
see as she goes back like that burlap cloth like pulls to the side, and like you swear there was like a little kid sitting at the table in the back, and like now the chairs like they're just empty. But yeah, she'll come back out with like this little creamer, like give you the little teacup, like, oh, here you go, dear.
While she's away, I'm gonna very quickly try and find like a piece of paper and a pen, or some sort of writing implement, and I will write down a note for Maisley to say, Maisley, my dear, your father has, um, uh, what would Empty know? Empty would know, Maisley, my dear, your father has um, taken to the well again. But perhaps it is time for you to come home. And then I'll fold that up into some sort of like origami self-enclosed letter thing that, like to open it is to make it clear that you've opened it and it can never go back or something like
Yeah,
that, some
yeah,
kind of fancy thing.
yeah.
And when Quellen comes back, I will say, Quellen, my dear, if you were to ever see Maisley in the coming days, could you see that she gets this?
Yeah, she takes it very delicately. She's like, "Oh yes, dear. I'll make very sure that Maisie finds this. I'll make
Okay,
sure it
thank you.
gets to her properly and
I would
safely."
appreciate that.
Um, yeah, and then you're able to make your recover roll, and hopefully things go well for you here.
I just click on healing, right? And then she's doing like 2 dice.
Yeah, she's 2 dice, and I think you being a physiker gives everybody in the group an extra die, even if it's you. So
Yes, I will take a third. All right, cool. Boom. Oh, all right. It's
so
6 is what I
yeah.
need.
Did you already have a tick on the clock?
Oh no, I did
No.
not. I had
Yeah, you
no
can't. I was
ticks.
gonna say you couldn't have had a tick on the clock because you got wounded and it would have cleared the clock.
Right.
Hey, the
Yeah, so
coin.
that gives you 3 ticks.
Okay. I will take. Oh god, give me the third.
Pay
Okay,
the
cool.
coin and heal that.
Yeah, if I could, I'd love to go ahead and spend my coin to get the extra ointments and teas from her that would finish this out.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh yes, if you use, she takes, like an aloe leaf and like some like such and such herbs and like oil of something and you know, like, oh, before you finish that, she takes like just like a spoonful out of the teacup. like in there, like mixes all that together. It's like, this is a salve you'll want to apply it every 4 hours. And, it'll last you probably, a day. Um,
Do I need
but
to wake up in the middle of the night? Never mind. I'll take care of it.
every 4 hours, dear.
Naturally.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get rid of the flesh wound. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And there's nothing remaining. I'm out of harm, so there's no more
That
tracks
that
on
one
the
was
heels.
that one was only that one was level 1 harm.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything goes down 1 notch when you fill the healing clock. So.
Perfect. Okay, good. Then that will be the healing cycle, and then I'd love to move forward on the mask.
Okay. Yeah, she takes your money for the thing. She gives you the ointment. Um, she does that thing where she kind of looks at you and then she kind of like looks out 1,000-yard stare through you again. Um, and she says, uh, born of spring in Tycheros, as the blood orchids came into bloom, he would do well to remember that health is not always healthy. Yeah, or rather, like your demon-blooded friend would do well to remember that health is not always healthy. Uh, she's like, she kind of shakes her head after that and like reaches into her pocket, pulls out a case. Like, if you see Maiswe before I do, give this to her.
It's the little candy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's like a
pocket the
little
candy.
like bit of toffee kind of thing.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll pocket that, and I'll say I'll be sure to let him know. Thank you.
Yeah.
And do I get the sense that when Quellen is in this state that she's no longer like in control of herself? Is that the kind of vibe I'm getting, or is it more that she is
It's
a
certainly like
medium?
a change in body language when she does it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not like, like when she's having a conversation, she's very kind of like focused and very like, almost maternal, but also like kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um, and like when that happens, she's somewhere else, right?
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Good. So yeah, MT will take their leave.
okay.
Heading back, I will be probably unmasked. Probably was unmasked this whole time, and get back to the shop with maybe a handful of supplies that I picked up along the way to take care of the next step.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think like you stopped into a shop where it's like, like tinkering bits and like, beakers and, kind of like assemblage type stuff that you would use for like the kind of like pseudo steampunky sparkcraft type stuff that you do. And I think when you first got there to go in, um, there was somebody from inside like handing off a package that was wrapped in brown paper and twine to a couple of wraiths, like the guys
Mm.
with the plague doctor masks. It's like,
Yeah.
here, I found everything you were looking for, and like they hand him a little bag of coins, and the proprietor of the shop like passes off the thing, and like they just leave immediately. Um, and then as you kind of like come walking up, he's like, oh, what can I do for you today? And like, ushers you inside to do your shopping.
Excellent. Excellent. Did I notice any odors or anything like that on from them or their package on the way out? Any other identifying information? I know it's sealed up, so probably not. But
Not really, but this guy's
okay.
mostly in like this guy's mostly in like the kind of like the more mechanical sparkcrafty type stuff, as opposed to
Okay.
like, he's not like tinctures and oils and like
Sure.
extracts of like demon blood or anything like that. This guy's like, yeah, springs and coils and pistons and like, copper tubing and those kind of things that you would buy.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So I will. I'll go here and I'll gather what I need to do. Little compartments that can pop in and out, open and close. Little keepsakes and that kind of thing that I could affix to the insides of the mask to like give you stash spots and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, I will grab those things and head back to my shop to continue the next phase of the project.
Cool. Do you want to hit Mirabelle for one, and then we'll come back to doing that one? Okay.
Ooh. Um.
Unless we have blindsided you.
No. I was reading. I was reading the book. On downtime actions. If I want to recover and use like Ohm to do that,
Yeah.
what ends up being rolled?
Ohm's Tinker gets rolled.
Yeah, and you get +1 die because I'm a physiker. So I
Okay.
tinker with your humors and bones, and then you get reset. It's like chiropractic. Chiropractic.
Yeah,
If
Maribel.
instead of the spine, it was like, all the tendons in your arm. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Maribel's actually it's a chi sort of thing, right? Because she's scared, so she keeps looking around, being kind of jittery. Um, when she doesn't have like 1,000-mile stare because of the other thing that's going on. But yeah, she see if Ohm had. Do you have anything to calm or to help to help with the jumps?
Yes, I have just the thing. Whenever one is jittery, as you are, it is mostly to do with the mind and it wanting to leap right out of your skull, which I can address.
Good.
Please come
Good.
here, sit.
Okay,
And
sit.
and MT is gonna go to like a desk and like pull out all these like really big clamps, like big machine shop clamps that would like hold things. I was like, oh, I don't know that this is really appropriate, so I'll just set this here and and then eventually find like just some bands, some straps, kind of thing, like just some elastic straps, and says, okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and MT comes back over with like a bundle of things and says, okay, I'm going to affix some things um, about your head and neck, and that
Right.
will begin the process of undoing the internal damages.
Okay.
So
She seems more nervous than when she first sat down. But
she's like, is this about to turn into Sparkcraft electroshock? Because like,
and there is a spool of wire, and as the thing gets attached, the little metal bits that are sticking up, there's wire affixed around, and
I think Cerebus comes over and like puts his paws on Maribel's like lap, like
oh
gonna be
yes,
okay.
and looks down at Cerberus. Oh, I suppose this could help you too by transference. That's just most wise for you, yes.
Petting the dog like out of
and yeah, there's probably like a 9-volt or something like that. It's like, okay, now when I connect this, you may feel a gentle tingle, but this is to this is how it works, and it will help realign what's going on inside of you. And I would love to roll my tinker to go in there and fix Maribel's brain.
yes. Like, oh, this is so much better than being concerned this was going to turn into a trepanning, where it's pressure on the brain. We need to drill a hole so that it can be relieved.
trepanation?
Right? Like, yeah.
Trepanation.
Good old trepanation.
No,
That's the
this
stuff.
is like the new stuff where you've got the little trodes and you feel like a warmth and you're like, oh yeah, this is
Oh
this
yeah,
is
it
what I need.
totally
The
is
TENS
healing.
machine.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
It do be making your back feel better though.
Yes. And 1 bonus die to the treatment roll. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to roll healing on your sheet, or do you want me to roll my tinker?
No, I'd rather you roll, please.
Okay. So 1 bonus die. So that's a total of 4 die, Mike, because I've got the 3 in tinker and then the +1 for being a physiker.
Yep.
Okay. And everything else is like normal.
Yeah, we ignore position in effect. So.
Perfect.
So that's 2 ticks on the clock.
I don't know if it's work. I feel maybe perhaps more jittery now that there's electrodes and
Oh, well, that's a shame.
maybe I haven't let it sit long enough.
I did. I have was thinking that this would be enough, but I do have a fresh supply of Leviathan blood that is quite effective at resetting us. Um, if you wanted me to administer some, that would bring you to full mind and body wellness. And I think this is like the coin thing, where like you pay an extra coin and you get
Yeah.
some more
Do I get the remaining ticks?
dollops.
Or
I think it'd be 2 to get any healing done.
Yeah. So another thing that I was going to get to at some
Mm.
point was that that container of blood that you have is actually Leviathan blood that was treated by putting it in contact with like that special gem, the Leviathan's Eye, that was mentioned in the dude's notes,
which we also have, or we don't have.
which you don't have and you don't
Oh, I thought we
know
grabbed all his
anything about.
notes.
Yeah, you have his notes, so you know
Oh,
about
but
the
we don't have the
Leviathan's Eye.
item.
You
Right.
don't have like the gem itself.
Right.
So it's special Leviathan blood, but it's a limited supply. So I
Mhm.
was gonna have like a 4-tick clock of like, we use up all the fancy blood.
Oh,
Don't
got
use
it. Got it.
that.
So yeah, we won't use
Yeah.
that. Whatever the other equivalent is like, okay, well, I can run out and get you the rest of what this treatment method could use to
How many ticks did I get from the
2.
roll?
2,
2.
because I
And
only rolled a 4.
which is fine. And then I need to pay 1 coin or 2 coins to fill the clock.
It would cost 2 coin to fill the clock.
Oh man, I'd almost say you'd be better off spending a coin to do an extra healing from someone else. Because like you spend a coin and that lets you take an extra action. You can go out and have another physician take a look at you.
Like, do you have Melver mix up another one of his weird cocktails, or do you go find Quellen and be like, hey, so what else do you got to stew into a weird tea today? That's
Yeah.
You know what? Can I? So I'll take my 2 ticks. Can I talk to Quellen for the healing? But also, she's not in Crowsfoot, is she?
No, she's in 6 Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after like we're done with and I do thank them, and appreciate everything that you're doing. And
I have this vision of Ohm being like, oh, are you sure you don't want to try the next level? Because I have some of the supplies here already. And he's pulling out this thing that's like the size of a car battery.
Let's save that for another time. Perhaps Griffith needs that. As Griffith is quite hurt.
No, the cart over there is for Griffith, and it's like a whole bunch of stuff spilling out everywhere.
Right. Yeah, I'll wait a reasonable amount of time, and then I think I will go see Quellen.
Okay.
Because the other dude in Crowsfoot, or no?
The other guy's in Char Hollow.
Okay. Nope. Then I'll go see Quellen, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone's just going to see Quellen.
Quellen
is popular. Yeah. Again, thanks, Scott.
She's connected to Maisley.
So the shop is in 6 Towers.
Maribel really looks like she doesn't want to be here and is jumpy and doesn't look as concentrated, I guess. Not that she's met Quellen before, but yeah, she's a little jittery and walks in, and the bell rings when she walks in, and she kind of jumps at that. And then looks around for the purveyor.
Okay, yeah, I think at first, like, you come in and like Quellen's like not in there, and like you're poking around and like wandering around this place, and like there's like this glass case, and you're like, what the hell is this? And then like there's this 2-headed gecko that like slaps up against the wall, and like some kind of like weird little Tycherosi like lizard.
She jumps back and hits like an umbrella stand and knocks over like
there's like something goes knocking over and noise comes in, and like then from behind that burlap cloth to the back, Quellen comes in. He's like, oh, hello dear, I believe this is your first time here at Quellen's Quick Quality Coiffs. Like, what can I do for you, my friend?
I'm a friend of Maisley's and Empty Ohms, or
It's like, oh, I
Empty
know,
Ohms or
dear.
Sticks. Okay. Uh, great. Um, I was wondering, perhaps Empty Ohms suggested you may be able to help me with a worry of mine.
Oh, certainly, Bell. What can I do for you? It's like you didn't introduce yourself to her.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah.
that's great. Great. Love it. Um, I appear to have the jitters. Um,
Oh, I
quite
can understand
problematic.
that. Definitely, my dear. Here, I have just the thing for it. And she's like, here, have a seat right here. It's like this, like kind of like sort of ornate chair with like the crushed velvet pads on it and stuff like that, like the big arms. Like there, it's like next to like a table that's like not at all the right height to be trying to like taking tea off this like little coffee table
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like they're totally out of whack. Uh, like, yes, I have just the thing, my dear. She like starts a little like teapot simmering, and she's like going back and forth between things. It's like, oh, a little bit of rose water will help make it more palatable, and like a couple drops of this, and like nightshade oil, but like just the really distilled stuff. Don't worry, it's not going to be the dangerous kind. Um, and then she's like,
The
then
not
let's
dangerous kind of
yeah,
nightshade.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
It was
and she
harvested on a
goes.
Tuesday instead of on a Friday, so
Right.
it's very safe.
It was a new
Super
moon.
safe.
It will be fine. Um, and she goes and she's like,
Super safe.
and for the main component, what was it? Where did I put it? She's like looking in this one cabinet, and then she's like, oh, well, let me look in the back. She goes in the back, she looks at the cabinet, and then she comes back out. She's like, there's like this little cabinet like right next to the chair that you're in, and she's like, oh, maybe it was in there. And she opens it up, and she's like digging around, and says, oh yes, here we go. And she pulls out this leaf that's like a foot across, like this one huge leaf. It's probably like gray with like blackish spots, like a
Oh,
leopard print
goody.
almost. Um, and she like takes it and she like goes back behind the thing where she's got like um, one of those like closing metal enclosure things where like if you were doing like loose tea leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and um, she takes this huge leaf. It's just like and like this whole huge leaf, she ends up taking like maybe a palm full and like putting it into this little thing with like this other like this drop from there, what she said was nightshade and like a little bit of rose oil and stuff like that. And she puts it into the pot to steep.
I'm just like, I
Yeah.
don't. I I I just simply don't understand all of these medicines and tinctures.
Oh, I understand, my dear. It takes a lifetime to understand all of them. Know how to
Yes, I'm sure.
safely use, you know, I mean, nightshade into wrong hands, terrible, as you know. But, you
I've
know,
heard. Yes.
to a qualified witch, you can use it to cure all kinds of ills.
I look around for a certificate of qualification.
Um, you see a whole lot of weird stuff on the walls. None of it is a certificate of nothing. Um, I think as you're like scanning the room, like that burlap flap to the back, like it kind of
Mhm.
like it moves like someone was holding it and looking out from behind, and then it like kind of goes slack, and you kind of get like a partial shadow from behind and like a little as something like someone takes off through the back of the store.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will take whatever
Um,
medicine
but
she
yeah,
gives
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Quellen is a tier 2 as a healer goes, I believe, from previous
So fortune roll.
conversations. Yeah, it's a fortune roll with 2 dice.
That's a 1 dice, Heather. That is 2 dice.
Oh, if you do the healing,
You
it'll
roll 2
ask
dice.
you. If you go up and click on healing, it'll ask you how many dice.
Oh, I just did a fortune roll.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so a 6 is 3 ticks on the clock.
Woohoo!
So I
That
think
just
that
means I
should.
clear the clock, right?
And one left over if you had more to heal, but if you're done
Just have the
healing,
one condition.
then you're good.
Cool. And so that's an extra coin for Maribel. Is it all right if I do my other action, David, or do
So
you want to go first?
what
Oh, go
was an
ahead.
extra coin for Maribel?
Oh,
I'm
she
going to
was
do
gonna.
3 actions.
Oh,
Oh, to
yeah.
do a third. Okay. Okay.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
you
did 2
get
actions.
you get to you went to you went to Quelline. If you want to do another thing, that's a third, which is
Yeah.
yeah.
For my third one, I would like to work on my clock for controlling information and having little spies in Crow's Foot. And I think I really just kind of want to have I don't want to. I want to have a charming conversation with whoever is still in charge of the Crow's Foot.
So who's in charge of?
Like a tea of the
Oh,
crows of
the gang.
the gang.
Oh, the
Yeah.
crows. Okay, because
The
like
gang. Sorry.
the red sashes are now ward boss of Crow's Foot was why I was asking.
Yeah, sorry. Like whoever still is in charge of that gang, because I've already talked to Malera of Clev
Yeah.
in
You know,
regards to
Mylera
this.
Clef and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that would be Lissa.
Okay. I'd invite Lisa out for a lovely cup of tea at a lovely tea purveyor within Crowsfoot or
Um,
nearby.
I mean, she will meet you somewhere. From what you know of Lissa, she's not the tea type.
Is she a drinker?
She is. She's a little rugged. Yeah.
Then perhaps a Crowsfoot sponsored bar.
Okay.
Or Crows.
Um.
Sorry, I keep calling Crows a Crows sponsored bar.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Actually, I believe you went to Cobb's, which is where Griffith goes for his dice games before.
Yes.
Yeah, and Cobb, the guy who runs that place, he's got this big sleeve tattoo that like looks like an MC Escher painting, where it starts down with mostly empty space around the wrist, and like it keeps
Mm-hmm.
filling in with like crow-shaped shapes until like up towards the shoulders, just like totally black with crows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's not with the crows anymore, but he used to be, and he's still like friendly, neutral territory for if you're trying to hang out with the crows to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she'd be willing to meet you
Cool. Yeah,
there.
I would just like to talk to her about the goings on and how we could mutually benefit one another um, for the sharing of information, I suppose.
Um,
I'd like to do the sway action. So.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I mean, if you want to convince, yeah, you can sway her. You're trying to convince her that like she should be trying to get on board with like trying to make like a mutual like information exchange type setup with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
where her focus since like the beginning of the campaign here has been that Lissa was actually like the second in command of the crows,
Mm-hmm.
and the head of the crows died. He was killed. He was murdered. So she's been spending this whole time trying to get the crows to come back together under her command,
Mm-hmm.
um, which she still hasn't. There's still like a crows splinter group out there, um, and there's probably people in the streets who blame her for Rorik's death. Like they're like Lissa killed him because she wanted to take over. Like
Oh, okay.
that's probably what's fueling half of this feud between these groups of crows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so yeah, Sway is kind of like you should try to focus on my idea instead of
Mm-hmm.
this thing you've been arguing and fighting with everyone for weeks now.
It could eventually be beneficial if we had information, you had information. Yeah. So you don't know who killed Rorik?
No.
Hmm. Well, that would.
She's convinced that somebody's trying to frame her for it because they were just trying to do something.
Hmm.
She's not sure who really has anything to gain from it. Um,
Someone
she's
always
like
has something to gain.
she blames um and I forget her name. She blames Rorik's lover. She's like, I think she reeled Rorik in and then she killed him. But like everybody on the streets is kind of saying Lissa killed him because she wanted to take charge of the group.
Okay.
So
Interesting threads to follow later.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So yeah, let's see if you can convince her that she should be
Position.
doing stuff. It just ends up being downtime actions don't end up using the position effect. So
Doesn't matter. An effect doesn't matter, or
yeah,
standard.
it's standard is fine.
Any bonus dice?
Not as it applies to convincing her.
Nope.
I mean, the thing that sticks out in my mind that comes up repeatedly is like, when people are lying, and when she says, "I didn't kill him, I don't know who did, I think it was," she's telling the truth. She didn't do it, but
Okay.
whether or not she knows who it is, who the hell knows? But that doesn't end up right. Like that's not convincing her to do with it.
Right, but
It's useful to know.
that's interesting to know and to talk to the others about
Yeah.
shortly. So
But yeah, apparently you convince her that it's not so much that she has gotten the crows back together lately as much as she has recruited more people into her crows that has made the crows go they went from being tier 2 to tier 3 since things have started here.
Okay.
So she will kind of say, look, I still think there's a good reason why I should be trying to unify both of these crows groups. But you're right. And the group that I'm in charge of is the bigger of the two right now, so I'm gonna roll with that for now. Maybe we can establish something where we can exchange
Of
some
course.
information back and forth here to try to build a
Fantastic.
relationship.
Great.
Because that is 6 is enough ticks to fill your clock.
The web grows larger. What did we call the clock?
It is
Establishing contacts in Crowsfoot for information.
Oh, my character sheet was over it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, she's we can establish a thing and da-da-da. It's like, raises her little shot of whiskey, like, clinks it with yours. Down that. A couple times during the conversation, when she comes in, she brings the spittoon over to the table because she's got like chew. Like, yeah.
Right.
Maribel and Lissa are
dislike
like
it.
polar opposites.
No.
Yeah. Like
Don't like it. Yeah.
yeah. But she's a useful person to be in connection with.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good to have people that we can get information from more readily. So cool.
Yeah. So I think, David, did you still have an action?
I have one action left. Yeah, I did
Okay.
my heal, and then my other action is to go back to the shop with my new supplies and my little containers. And what I'm going to be doing is fixing those inside the mask, where different charms or different fetishes can be placed into the container, and each one would represent a different face. So like when you go in and use the mask to learn a face, it would imprint that into some kind of object inside this little container, and then you could take that object out, do a new face, and as long as you kept track of all your little fetishes and put them in and slot it in, you could have the mask display the face. So it's not like the mask is not going to know all of the faces you've loaded into it. There's some sort of like object that you have to keep up with to load the right face into your mask and that kind of thing. If that works for you.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Okay. And so I would like to work on the masks project and basically be trying to use my new supplies to finish out the changing faces, and being able to do multiple faces once this is done.
Okay. Yeah, so I added another clock down there, down here. It may ping the map, it may not. Okay. Um, for that supply of Leviathan blood that was exposed to the gem
Okay.
from Brill's notes. By and large, I think for most of the mask stuff, if you wanted to use some of that for that, I'd be willing to give you an extra die for it. But
Okay.
there's a limited supply. So
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. But I will be using it. It'll just come with later stuff.
yeah.
So yeah.
I just wanted to put it on the table as like this is a thing. So like
Yeah.
there's a use for the thing
Yeah.
that you
Can you add
so
just
boldly
somewhere in
took
there
last
to
time.
say that this is the supply of the blood? Just so I don't think I'm researching the blood. It's actually the amount I have left over.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it would make sense for Ohm to research the blood further. But there may also be a clock that I ask you to add at some point, just so he can fully understand the stuff that he's messing with. But for now, I
There.
will. Awesome, thank you. I will roll Tinker, right, to work on my mask
Yes.
project. Okay.
And did you have was one of your special abilities one that like adjusted clock ticks or something like that?
I get +1 result. So
Okay.
the artificer, whenever I invent or craft something with Sparkcraft features, I take a +1 result to my roll. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think no bonus dice or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just straight up rolling my Tinker. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Boom. I thought I did it. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
It took it a second. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Ohm spends a good portion of their time in the shop and furiously works away at getting this mask to be able to change faces with a bit of effort.
Yes. Practical
That's a
upshot
crit.
there is like you definitely fill that one because of the nature of your ability. You go from being I got a 6, which gives me 3 ticks, to I got a crit, which gives me 5 ticks. So you can spread some of that around somewhere else, I guess.
Sure.
Like I feel bad like just being like, no, just it's gone. Like,
Yeah. Maybe into the voice disguise to kind of keep in theme with the identity stuff that I'm working on now, and then later on I can work on the specific mask to item pairing project.
Okay.
Does that work for you? Because I feel like it's in theme with what I was
Yeah.
already kind of working on.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So I've got it modulating. I've got it changing pitch and tone, but it's just awful. It sounds like a car wreck every time it
Yeah.
tries to speak.
You know how every time I try to use Discord, you get halfway through what I'm saying and then it stops? Like,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
you should come to us for information because yeah.
Because of what's up, Tiger Lily.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
will click off that feature.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, so now I imagine that my mask has Demas's face and Ohm's face loaded as 2 separate fetishes. And probably Empty is running around with Ohm's face on, just like in the kind of over stylized version that it has, the kind of
Yeah.
over exaggeration of the features, and just like making sure, burning it in, making sure that it does it well and all of that kind of stuff. So if anybody sees them around the shop, they're going to be seeing like, oh, it's Empty, but like not their face, but it's their face.
Demas will be happy with the work you've achieved.
I hope so. The voice disguise is coming along very, very well. It turns out, accurately masking and studying this region makes manipulating the voice that comes out of the mask much easier. So today was a very good day indeed.
Good.
Didn't even have to use your AK.
Yeah,
No.
perhaps perhaps it is time for your face to be loaded into one of the masks.
Uh, but perhaps if 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 that's necessary, if we need to do that now.
If you would ever like to be spotted somewhere that you clearly aren't, that might
I
be
mean,
useful to someone in
yes,
your profession.
of course, of course. You know that. So yes,
Would you like
perhaps
it
it
to
is
be
time.
your mask, the one that you normally wear, or would you like it to be this one that already has Demas and myself attached to it?
If it could be my mask, and we'll figure it out from there.
Okay, excellent. I will gather the supplies, and you will want to have a quiet hour or two whereby you can wear the mask and allow it to learn your features.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. And then comes back with some sort of like salve that goes inside of it. It stinks really bad, and you got to put it on, and it sucks, but it's okay
I
because
It's
Sparkcraft.
okay. It's made of like, Vaseline and motor oil, but besides
Right?
that,
Yeah,
it's
it smells
fine.
like
It's totally,
diesel.
yeah.
Afterwards,
I
your face is really red, and you have to like
Why
scrub.
does it feel so gritty? I don't care.
Yeah.
That's
I spent some time
It's
looking over
exfoliating.
Demas's like spider web of stuff. Like what is the next piece of a puzzle that we need to focus on?
Mhm.
Apparently, like Demas gets something out of looking at this shit. What can I glean?
Why are there so many lines connected to this froyo shop? I just don't understand.
Get it?
Why is the
Why is
Froyo
the
shop connected to
Froyo?
both the Eruvian and Scoblin consulates? That doesn't even make sense.
Crazy.
Oh, plus it's Blades in the Dark. It's goat yogurt.
Right. Yeah, it's not good.
Delicious.
Would you say goat dirt?
Goat gurt.
Grr.
Goat dirt?
I would.
Word.
I really would. Um, yeah. So I think another scene that I wanted to try to scene frame kind of really briefly would be the like not necessarily the like anybody else is there because I know Demas kind of took off on your own to kind of do the like I'm turning myself in thing.
Mhm.
But there's kind of like that little scene of like, in this shoddy little courtroom where it's like going down and it's like, yeah, and now we'll hear, things from such and such and such and such. And like, the defense, it's like a public defender and he's not going to accomplish anything for you. And everybody in the entire legal system is totally corrupt anyway. But you remember what LaRose had said about like, there's a lot of people who were like, this was for the better good, and that sway may hold more in terms of like bringing down the sentence, and like they kind of get up to the point of like, all right, we're ready to adjourn to begin to discuss sentencing, and then like the prosecutor asks for a sidebar, and like the prosecutor and the judge, and then like um forgetting names. I'm forgetting names of my own NPCs here.
Like bailiff or something.
No, no. So someone in particular. Ooh,
Somebody important, maybe.
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah. So Mara Karstis.
I need to change my new character's last name real quick.
Oh, I thought that sounded familiar when I saw it on there. Yeah. So Mara Karstis, who is the ambassador from the Scotland consulate, and her assistant and or head of security Zerka show up in the courtroom, and they have this sidebar in the back where they go back and talk to the judge, and that's when that's when your sentence like goes up to being like, for X number of months, Iron Hook prison is the sentence for you, right? Like it's not like, well, you did a bad thing, but it was for a good reason and everybody's happier now. 3 weeks. It's like, no. It's like for such and such, like they probably phrase it as like, for so many years eligible for parole in such number of months kind of deal. So
Whoa.
like it sounds really bad, but we still have to like, according to your heat and wanted level, like you're supposed to be there for a few months as a wait timer. So
Yay.
But she's got a big ass smirk on her face. It just kind of like doesn't look at you to address you or anything, but just like kind of side eyes you as she like leaves.
Yeah, Demas is just staring and just watches her walk out. Just kind of nods.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill her.
So
I'm gonna put
yeah,
her on my friends
Something.
list.
Yeah.
that I need
And
to
Not
so,
We're
for
gonna
a
have to get some dirt
while.
on that person.
Yeah.
Make sure they end up in the same prison that he's at.
Mhm.
so yeah, unless there's something else with Demas that you do want to do for right now, that's kind of where I was looking at. Like, okay, then he's gonna
Yeah.
kind of they get
No,
out the
he's
big
he's
they
very
get out the
much
big
it's
cold
just,
iron shackles just in case he's a whisperer. Like,
I think he's just expressionless the whole time, which may change over the course of his sentence, but for now it's just
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, and then there's like the next day when there's like somebody stomping through a gutter, like the paper's like Scotland separatist sentenced for crimes causing the fire of crow's foot, like kind of deal.
I'll make sure to get one of those papers to attach to the Skovlin bullshit line of
Mhm.
the spiderweb.
I failed to mention, but Ohm does let Maribel know that the that they saw a pair of that gang. What is the name of that faction again?
The Wraiths.
Wraiths.
The Wraiths. Yeah, thank you. A pair of the Wraiths leaving with some new Sparkcraft materials. I didn't get to see what it was, but just so you are aware of what I've witnessed out in the streets, that the Wraiths may be doing something.
Good to know. We're gonna have to figure out our placement with them shortly.
As we've traded resources a fair bit so far,
Yes.
and one of them ended up downriver. So
Very true. We also lost our dead drop. So back to them. So that is very, very frustrating.
is
All that work.
is that something that you and I could work on?
Potentially.
Perhaps that one was a little too difficult for us to maintain, but it would be nice to secure something like that again. It seemed very useful.
Yes, it would definitely help with everything we're trying to put into motion. There are a few other things that we should talk with the others about.
Yes, when is Demas returning? I've many things to show him.
And Maribel's kind of quiet for a moment. Demas won't be returning for a little while.
Oh, what's disappointing? Has he left?
Yeah, he did. He didn't speak to you?
He told me to keep up the good work. And
you have been?
Yes, but will he be back tomorrow? Or sometime longer?
Demas made the decision to speak to the Bluecoats. On our behalf.
Yep.
And he'll be predisposed, most likely at the prison, for some time. I'm sorry he didn't speak to you prior.
Okay. I don't think that I understand why he didn't say anything, but okay.
He does keep things close to his chest.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And Empty leaves and retreats to their chamber, their room, shuts the door, and probably cries for a bit.
Last thing. Maribel sends a note to the patron, just kind of on where things
Yeah.
are in regards to, hey, we're still cool, right? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Here's our quarterly status report, and things are
Yes.
moving forward.
We're ahead of schedule.
I mean, it's you probably know it was time to do it anyway, and that's like, when Cinder does come back again. Cinder and
Yes.
Tuhan, they were scheduled to be coming back here for that kind of thing.
Yes. Cool.
So what does Maribel have in mind for us to take on next?
A break.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's take a break here. We will get Casey back on so we can have Griffith in the mix again.
That'd be awesome.
And then we can talk about our fine ex Leviathan hunting cutter friend here, who's clearly been around as like an adjunct member of the group from the beginning, but hasn't been out here to do anything directly actionable. And
He's been waiting in the wings for his
yeah,
moment.
and then I actually
He was
want
gone.
to
He was hunting a bit, maybe.
yeah. I want to talk a little bit about how the incarceration rules work, because that may color decisions that the group wants to make moving forward, leading up until whenever Demas does get released.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
get
So
some
before we
metagamey
go,
info.
yeah. So before we go on break, I would love to do a giveaway for Legend Keeper for all the folks that are in chat. Anybody who would like to win a beta key for Legend Keeper? Is that appropriate for us to go ahead and start that now? Or was there anything
Absolutely.
else? Okay.
Nope,
All right,
that was it.
so everyone on chat, we are going to go on a quick break, probably 10 minutes or so, right, guys? It's our kind of our norm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So in the chat, if you would like to win a copy of Legend Keeper, it's a beta key to a new service that helps you do world building and game tracking and all that kind of stuff. Legendkeeper.com professes it's about to go like live, so it would no longer be in beta, which is phenomenal.
Nice.
What should our keyword be tonight? What should our giveaway word be?
Disappointed.
Disappointed. That's a big word. How about sad? No.
I thought sad too, but that's a very short word.
Yeah.
Jail.
Jail. Okay. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could spell it really obnoxiously.
No. Just straight up jail.
Like GAOL.
Nope.
As
Nope.
I say, you
Nope.
have to go talk to the jailer, the GAOLER. Yeah.
Gross. Okay, so I just tossed jail in chat. If you would like a beta key to Legend Keeper that allows you to make your own worlds in the game, in the program, add in maps within maps, articles about all the world building stuff, all about all the NPCs in your campaign, link them together, let your players,
Cyberwolf.
let your
Oh.
players get in there, all the lore in your world or any world you care about. The Legend
Connor
Keeper
might have one?
community.
I don't think so.
Oh man, yeah. The Legend Keeper community has like people who have brought in all the D&D 5e supplements. So like you can go into their Discord and find that content and bring it into your game and all that good stuff. It's super dope. All right, so toss those in there, jail in chat for 10 minutes, and we'll come back and give away said beta key. Once you get it, you can invite up to 50 friends into your world, and they can contribute, which is crazy cool. So it's a big deal, and we are so excited. Yes, I did say lore. All right, so yeah, let's toss jail in chat, folks, and we will give away that beta key when we get back.
We will see you then in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, we're back.
Hey everybody.
Yeah,
That's just how we do it here.
That's right.
That was a choice.
I've warned y'all. It's like that's it. Here we go.
Yep. No, I love it.
Let's go.
Okay, so welcome back, everyone, from break. We are gonna just hit the button on this giveaway real quick. I have a pretty good idea of who is gonna win. Oh, okay. It's not supposed to be me. I put it in the.
Yeah, if you're gonna type the word in chat, type the word in chat before you turn the bot on.
I know. I was like, oh, I got it. I did my order wrong. Well, I'm just gonna gift my giveaway to one Cyberwolf. So Cyberwolf, thanks a ton for
Aw.
tuning in tonight, and we will get you a key to Legend Keeper. I'm gonna send you a whisper via Twitch. I hope that's okay with you because it's gonna happen right now. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
I hope that's okay with you because it's coming right now.
So congrats, Hyperwolf. We're all very happy. All right, yeah, and I'll get your email and get that over to the good folks over at Legend Keeper, and they will give you your beta key invite. It's one of those things. An email is going to show up in your probably in your spam folder, frankly. But once that's done, you can just go into legendkeeper.com, go to the app, and get straight in and start building your world. There's a link usually in the bottom to Joy Sharelandia, which is their like big communal world that everybody can add content into and you can pull stuff from and bring it into your world. All of us are active in there, so if you want to see any of our worlds, just let us know and we will totally let you browse what we got going on because it's
Yep.
great.
Yippers.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, so welcome back everybody. Unfortunately I was not able to get the camera working, but we do have Casey back other side down there.
How y'all doing?
As Griffith.
Yay! Casey's here.
Yes. Um
Welcome to the
so I think I may still owe Griffith downtime.
Yes,
So-
I would like to
Okay.
get healed.
Okay.
Go see
Yeah,
Quellen.
so let's
She's popular.
it's yeah, Quellen's been getting a lot of visits lately. Yeah, so let's try to get Griffith patched up here as best we can to try to get him back in working order because he got pretty roughed up along the line here. So yeah,
Actually, real quick, should if you're up for it, you know, Empty Ohm has a whole cart of humor extractors and things that could heal you, and I could roll my big tinker roll and see if I can't get you healed up a little bit. It didn't go so well, frankly. It did not go so well for Maisley. Or not Maisley, Maribel. My
I
apologies.
got two.
Yep, you got two. I
So
rolled 4
that's-
dice, and you only
got
got
two.
2 pips out of all that mess. But
That's all right.
MT could certainly take a crack at healing.
Yeah, actually, I mean we used you last time on downtime. It went about as how I expected it. I got 2 pips out of it. So.
All right.
he's in a much better state now. He's all healed back up. Everything's good. So
Yep.
He's not gonna doze off in like a trance powder stupor in the middle of like having things injected into your arm. So yeah.
Indeed, it's perfectly safe. Everything's fine.
Yes. Just
Well,
come over
cousin.
here, cuddle up to the car battery, and let me hand you these wires.
No, that was for Maribel's
Scared.
scared
Scared,
issue.
yes.
Yeah,
The solution to
What is
scared
it?
is
What is it that's going
electroshock.
on with Griffith again?
I got a sprained knee and chilled.
Okay, good. So yeah, for chilled, it would probably be, oh well, we just need to scare that away, and it'll be like cold metal, and like trying to like just go even further with it, and something along those lines. And sprained knee, probably pretty straightforward. Just open your knee up, move everything back to where it needs to go, and put it back together.
How about we just pop it, cuz? Like
You gotta move it
cold
around
pack,
first.
cuz.
So there is this ancient wives' tale. I don't know if I give a lot of stock into it, called rice, where you raise it above your heart and you ice it, and then you do a number of things. And I don't think I give much stock into it, but we can try that method if you like.
I would like to try that first, cuz.
That,
That would be
that's
nice.
that sounds
What
like
magic
Quellen
is
talk.
that?
and you know, MT is standing there with like some sort of like rusty scalpel. Is like, okay, well, next time, dear, and sets it down.
Oh,
So I'm gonna roll Tinker, right? Controlled and all that stuff. Nothing special there, and I'm gonna
It's
add
okay.
1 bonus die. Is that right?
He electrocuted me, Casey. So you know.
It was
Hey.
within 9 volt. It was a dull. It was nothing much. All right, so here, let's hit this button. Oh, that's much better. Oh,
there we
that's
go.
so much better. It's like 3.
That's a 5.
Yeah.
No, so a 5 is still 2 ticks.
Oh, boo.
No, but that gets me out of.
Oh, you were already healed once, weren't you? Like
No,
really?
I only got two
Oh.
ticks last time because I needed to get stressed down for the next mission that I never. And then
Did
I
you
sucked at that too.
did you heal before a mission where you got hurt?
No, I think he did downtime before.
No, I didn't do downtime. I think I missed. Nope, I made it to the mission, missed downtime. I think.
Right, because you did.
I did goat cart when we blew up that.
Right,
Man,
you were here. Yeah, you were here when we did the end of Ghost Bomb, and then you weren't here when we did Downtime and Brill.
Right.
So this is still the wounds that you got during
the cart.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. Because it's
we'll just.
Yeah. Clear the clock. And then
Okay.
everything that's in your chart, chilled falls off the bottom.
Cool.
And then sprained or like whatever, like sprained shoulder, whatever it was, and sap there moved down to level 1.
Okay. Can I pay a coin to get that knocked down and just get rid of it?
I think if you pay a coin,
we'd have to fill the clock again.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you could pay a coin to take an extra action and have me heal you again. Or actually, you still have a second.
Well, he
downtime
still has
action,
a
right?
second downtime action.
Well,
yeah.
I'll do. You know what? Let's just knock it out. Let's try to get it knocked out. I'll pay a coin for that. I mean,
Right.
I'll take my second action, then I'll pay a coin to go get my stress down.
Okay. Yeah. So then
Okay.
I'll go back to my tray of goodies and MT pulls back up the scalpel and says, "Time for Rebecca." Yes. No.
No. Let's try the ice method. I tell you what, put some salt in it and let's make it even colder.
Well,
Dubious,
salt's
but okay.
quite expensive. We'll have to spend the money to do it. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'll tinker away again and add a bonus die. Submit. Okay.
Yeah, 2 ticks.
So that's another 2 ticks. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're both here trying to edit your character sheet at the same time. Never mind. I'm logging out of there. Yeah, so that's 2 ticks on the healing clock. So all your stuff that was level 2 comes down to stays at level 1. Right, so your sprained knee and sapped or whatever it was.
I think I made the abbreviation for sprained shoulder.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were. You like you had 2 level 2 harm. So the other one, yeah, shoulder does sound right because like.
Yeah, because I landed awkward. I didn't
Yeah.
have the greatest dismount off of the.
Okay. Yeah, so you get that one nudged down to like, sore shoulder or something like that at level 1.
Gotcha. And then I need to go spend. I guess I'll spend a coin to go to do gambling at Dice Game, so I can get my stress down. All this time, I'm looking around because I figured that I was just knocked all the way out, like, and I'm like, "Where's Demas?"
Oh, cool. Then Ohm is gonna say, yes, Demons has decided to vacation in the prison.
Wait,
in Iron Hook. I am a little sad that he didn't bring us with him, but I understand that Iron Hook is not a place that we would want to be normally. Just I miss him terribly.
Cause
I love that that's what he's sad about.
He went to our vacation.
right. Why? Okay. Why? What happened?
Well,
Why?
when we had that bomb out by the old Lampblack's place, and that bomb went off, we
Mhm.
got a little blame for that one. I don't exactly remember why they knew it was us, but someone knew it was us. And then, well, we tried to clean out our territory, and it didn't go as smooth as we would have liked. And I think that some folks were putting two and two together, and it sounds like somehow Demas got the short straw.
Yes, I saw some information in the papers. I have no contact with him, of course, but um, it does seem that they will commute his sentence. So
He's eligible for parole at some point.
yes, he's eligible for parole in a few
That'll
months.
happen.
And
So
perhaps
you got, cause I know I've been under the weather. So you guys went to go take care of the drug dealer, and
Yes.
somehow that got pinned on us as well. And now Demas went on
Well,
vacation.
It was more so that the drug dealer died while we were there.
What? Okay.
And because we were in the room when they passed, blame fell to us.
Right. Right.
Funny how that works. Yeah.
Very strange indeed.
Yes. I believe we have learned our lesson about not having you and others that perhaps are more capable of fighting or handling a situation than say Ohm and I are.
Griffith sits up after and looks at both of you guys and be like, I thought y'all were just gonna go talk to him.
And that's what we thought as well. That's
That
not
was
what
definitely
happened.
the intention. Yes, but
Um,
I believe that it was, well, Brill escalated some. He seemed to not
yes.
take kindly to my understanding of his notes, and then Demas stepped in as he does and escalated further. And at that point, violence was necessary.
Okay. Well, then.
I'm dying for Griffith to ask like the question though, like this guy's dead, but who killed him?
He's sitting here and he's like,
because it's not being said.
Right.
all right, who killed him? Who killed him? Like,
immediately
no,
empties eyes, look at Maribel, and then looks back at you.
Maribel looks down.
No.
Maribel just looks down.
Like, I can understand my cousin. I can definitely understand. Demas has been acting weird lately, so I can definitely see Demas doing it. But you killed your first person?
There's like a very low like growl noise.
Oh no, Maribel! Congratulations! Now you know the thrill of hunting the most dangerous game.
No, Griffith, no. No.
It's amazing. You have a taste for it now, don't you?
No, it's horrid. It's a horrible thing that I've done, and now Demas is in jail for it.
No, Demas. Background on Griffith.
Demas killing someone is Demas's problem, but I didn't have any other options.
You protected the gang first. That's all that matters. I'm proud of you.
Maribel like shrinks.
My plan was to paralyze him and then put him in a river, but that didn't happen.
There's just like
the fact he looks over at his cousin and be like, the fact that nobody else got paralyzed is a godsend in and of itself.
Indeed.
Should we introduce our new compatriot?
Oh, we have
Yes.
somebody
Yes, we
new?
should.
Our current compatriot? Like, the group is bigger than us. So we're just like
Yeah.
pulling someone in for the ranks.
So there's a couple other people who are like kind of like involved in the crew, but like haven't been like on screen kind of doing stuff to date.
Mhm.
So yeah, now we get to introduce another one of those characters and kind of like, supporting cast in the background and like helping set up Ohm's workshop and that kind of stuff. They have a name and they're like, not just, in the list of like extras at the end of the episode.
Starring
so yeah.
himself.
So yes, let's definitely find out who that is. Ethan.
Is it it's time to do that?
It is. It is definitely time to do that. It's a great time
Okay.
to do that.
So I imagine you guys are probably in like the planning room where you talk about things.
Yes.
Yeah, and also where we like eat and do other things because it's like a tiny space, right? So we don't
Yeah.
have like lots of different rooms to like roam.
There's a couple
Yeah.
rooms, and this is the one that has like a table. So
Right.
But
It
that
is
we try to
table-
be careful about the maps and strings, but like, also we need a place to set the plate. So like, yeah, that's
the table is where we have all the thoughts and theories at. So
and a like a sink full of dishes that like all of us have done like enough to feel like we have done something, but they're still there.
Yeah, I think you'll hear just kind of like a good rapping and like the door at the door jam and turn to see a surprisingly large man for like such gentle rapping, but he's just you would recognize him. He's been around, but he's got like this big tricorn hat and a big great coat of one who has been at sea for many days
Mm.
of their life. And he's got the mustache and the big mutton chops. And like this sort of bone whistle that kind of hangs around his neck. And he says, heard you all needed extra hand or two, maybe?
yes, it's a good timing on your part. Actually, we need exactly that right now.
All right.
Empty would like step forward and say, Milos, yes?
That's right. Skill Cullen.
It's been quite some time. Do you happen to have the mask that I left with you, or would you like a new one? You want a new one?
Sure. Whatever.
I'll be right back. Yes. And then Empty goes back and fashions a new mask for Milos.
Milos. Okay, that's his name. I got it.
Yeah,
now.
and he's like a really big guy with like scars and just weathering of the skin from being out on the void sea for so much of his life, and like all of his hair is kind of graying. But he just kind of walks in and says, "So, Demas, not you? Gone?
Yeah, Demas is gone for the moment, for a while, and we need to finish some business within Crowsfoot, and perhaps with the Wraiths.
The Wraiths. What's going on with them?
Well, we do need to take our dead drop back. Again.
Well, I'm a cutter, so I can, crack a few skulls if you need. Things of that nature, but just tell me.
We'll definitely point you in the right direction. It seems how a lot of our plans recently have been going is towards violence. I believe that we would prefer for them not to be, but having you with us, with you and Griffith, should do a good job.
Good.
It's been busy work. It's been good work.
All right.
I'll wait for to come back before I start laying out the ideas that I have on what we should tackle.
Yeah, it probably just the way I'm seeing this shop is that we're probably in the break room for what used to be Ohm's shop, right?
Mhm.
And so we could probably just have the door open while Ohm works, or in an hour or so, Ohm returns with a spare mask for Milos.
So I if we're at a bit of a resting point, then like I'll jump in for a minute here, and like, hey, we're all in character, we're all fitting in, so let's have Mike jump in and throw like some weird mechanical discussion at us.
Tell us about jail.
Yeah. So yes, Demas is in prison. When Demas ends his sentence, he will get to make one roll. And that outcome of that roll will decide, does the crew take something in prison that will be like something that gives you a bonus outside? Um, there's like, the chance that like you might earn rep, you might take a prison claim. Um, Demas may come out with another trauma, like depending on how the die roll goes. Yeah, so good times.
Sweet.
But that roll, when he comes out of prison, is based on the tier of the crew. So while
Oh,
he's in jail, the more you can fill the rep meter to advance the crew, the better the chances that Demas doesn't just come out with more trauma.
Good to know.
Yeah.
That's great. Cool.
we're like
So
pretty close to repping up.
you're pretty close to going from tier 1 and weak to tier 1 and strong, and then you're
Oh,
gonna
but
have to fill it up
it's
again.
the total
Yeah,
tier
it's
level that
that
really
two-step.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys got a couple months; it'll be fine.
See, we're not so good at this.
Demas was our brains.
So
So yeah, that is worth keeping in mind. Like the things that we can do to build rep and so on that chart of claims, you know what? I'm gonna bring it up
On our cruise sheet?
just so
or-
people can
on
see.
the cruise sheet,
Yeah. So yeah, character sheet. So it's actually a view here. So yeah, that map of claims. The ones that are in there that are marked turf, they give you no mechanical bonus. But what happens is those fill in the rep bar from right to left. So those reduce the amount of rep it takes for you to advance.
oh, that's cool.
Oh.
So there's one option is we focus on gaining rep, and another option is we focus on reducing the amount of rep it takes to advance. If advancing in tier becomes a focal point for trying to, hope Demas comes out okay in One Piece. Not a broken shell of the man he once was. Destroyed like all those other families by the filthy Scotland consulate.
My concern with just pushing for as much turf as possible is that this is out of character, but other storylines don't
Yeah,
get done.
yeah. I just wanted to make sure that it was on the table as like, hey, here's a thing it does a thing. So
And it's just one markdown for each turf.
yeah, for each turf that you take.
And
Same.
maintain, right? Because we can lose them.
Yeah, like we saw with the covert drops, like the entanglements sometimes happen where you lose stuff off the claim map.
Just saying, Brill's turf is vacant-ish.
Brill's
it's technically
turf is already inside your turf. Yeah.
Well, he had that other over by like the orphanage and stuff. Is what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, the place that he used to deal to like kids and stuff, which is bad. Don't do that, people. No selling drugs to
selling
kids.
drugs to
Wash your
kids.
hands. Don't touch your face. Yes.
stay home.
Yes.
Damn it.
Damn.
Yes.
So as I see it, we could flex our muscle a little bit within Crowsfoot. Yes. I also had a conversation with Lissa. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Lissa. Lissa with the crows. And interesting conversation there. There's the crows have splintered, with some believing her story that she did not kill Rorik and that his lover did, and others believing that, well, she killed him. After speaking with her, I can definitively say that she did not kill Rorik.
Really?
Definitively, yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm sorry.
Well, it would have made it easier to kill her if she did something that dirty by killing her boss.
But she did not, and
Right.
it's perhaps possible for us to find out who did and be able to share that information, or find that perhaps something, and Maribel will gesture to like the spider web, like
Right.
find something that connects with everything else that's going on in Crowsfoot.
True. Very true. Hmm. What did y'all do about all the drugs and stuff?
What do you mean?
The lure that we got,
Yeah.
it's still in our possession. We haven't. Well, no, actually, some of it we did sell for coin because I remember we got a fair bit of coin on that last job. But the ingredients for the lure, we still have that. So there is
Yes. And the notes.
a container of Leviathan blood that has been altered in a significant way. That if we wanted to make more lure, we could. It would just take a ladle of fetid water from outside and a rather simple cook process, and we could make more if we needed to. And then we'd
I
have
do
to
wonder, what about the
sell it.
Leviathan Eye that you mentioned from the notes?
That is an object. We would have to learn its whereabouts and maybe get our hands on it. That would be interesting. It
It
is.
has some properties, does it not?
It does have some powers. I don't know everything about it, but I know that it is what made the Leviathan blood that I have keyed to be able to be made into lure and other things as well. But does Empty Elm just intuitively know a bunch of stuff about the Leviathan Eye, or is it fair to say that this is an artifact that they probably
There
don't?
were some notes about it that were in
Okay,
Brill's notes,
sure.
but they're not like Brill wasn't an archivist or researcher. Brill was a drug dealer, so he knew a little bit of lore about it. Like,
Right.
it's like, oh, the legends say, and like, I found a dude who has it, and we did this, and like,
Does he name who it
that's how
is?
it's. You know what? Probably does. It's probably by like some sort of like nickname or like street name, not like,
Okay,
Joe
sure.
Smith of 1313 Dirt Lane is the
Right.
guy from, yeah. But it has somebody by like, some sort of name in there. Yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say it appears in Brill's notes that a person by the name of Jackal holds the Leviathan Eye, and
Interesting.
I have not heard this name before, but they sound friendly.
Jackal.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Um,
Are you okay?
Oh, that was a joke.
Oh, okay. Okay.
um,
Just making sure.
that might be something we could track down if it has the ability to change Leviathan blood. Perhaps it has other things that would be of use to us.
Yes, that would be that would kind of change my world, as it were, from an invention perspective. If I had if I had even access, I wouldn't even have to possess it necessarily, but to be able to have time with it would be of great use.
Hmm.
I feel that perhaps that is, I say perhaps a lot. That's annoying. That we should take a look at that.
Yeah, that actually sounds interesting.
You would not get a no from me. Is that what the group needs? I feel that a lot of resources have come my way lately, and I do appreciate that, and has advanced us quite quickly. And certainly, the more the shop gets fed, the faster we will achieve our end goals of making our patron happy, and hopefully making ourselves indispensable to the patron for after the initial project is done. But I do. I suppose I want to make sure that I'm not the only one benefiting from the crew's actions.
Well, we also have this opportunity because we've been getting in trouble to maybe get into the drug game. We can start up a drug den, feed some of the local PD, some of the other people, grease the wheels with that kind of money. Might help us out later on also. Out of character I was looking at it, it's like -1 heat and coin and downtime. It knocks heat down if we have a drug den. That
Is that how that works? Yeah,
if is that how that works? If I'm reading it right.
yeah. The drug den and the gambling den both do the same thing. It looks like.
Yeah, let me find it in the.
Oh, tier roll minus heat equal coin and downtime.
Oh, I might be reading that wrong then.
So, excuse me. It's a cash factory. Maybe.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Shut up. Okay. Special abilities. Right, so it says drug den. Anytime during downtime, roll dice equal to your tier. You earn coin equal to the highest result minus your heat.
Okay. Gotcha.
So like right now, you'd be doing really well, but like when your heat's really high, not so great.
Gotcha. Okay. Never mind. Ignore what Griffith say. He's still a little woozy. I mean, we've been doing all this work, and not that I say anything negative about what you've come up with, cuz, but I think we need to also expand our turf a little bit.
Yes, and I think that with the advances I've made to the masks, your mask can now hold many faces, not just your own. And this could potentially be a way for us to mitigate some of the heat that comes our way.
That
If
would be
we
nice.
take jobs wearing someone else's faces, to a close observer, it's pretty obvious, frankly, that it's not them. But you run through a crowded street, people don't have a good chance to get a really close look at the face. They might say, oh, Baza Baz is still alive, or whomever. But I would need to gather faces to load into our masks.
And maybe we should think about pushing out the hunting grounds turf more towards the where the lamp blacks were.
I agree.
Just
So
extending our hunting grounds. And out of character, just I guess this one run getting turf.
yeah, I'm all about us, like all about us adding to our holdings. Um,
That sounds good to me.
I think all these plans sound pretty well suited to my abilities. So I don't know.
By the way, did any of y'all find out who stole my coin?
oh,
We were a bit busy.
Oh,
there's
understood.
I don't know who stole your coin, but I do know that there's a couple of lure addicts that roughed up our crew. And I believe that if you go and talk with the gutter snipes, they might be able to describe these gentlemen to you. And at one point, we may exact a reckoning upon them to kind of give back what they gave to the gutter snipes.
Understood. And I'll go talk to him later.
Okay.
Dog.
Sorry about that, guys. So do we want to, our next thing is expanding our holdings to include some turf?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Are we thinking more of Crow's Foot? Because I mean, some of the stuff that the Lamp Blacks had is kind of going to be becoming contested at this point. So, like, since the Lamp Blacks aren't there to keep it for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like to. We could make a play for some of that, and see if we can't,
We want the goatery.
I was looking at the goatery. I was like, that would be kind of cool to own the goatery.
And I think that we can say to the Red Sashes that it's on the other side of, the other side of the district. And we can claim territory to it.
Could
before the
we
crows do.
could we make a play for the actual Lamplighters Guild Hall? And we were the ones that blew it up.
You can make a play for the scorched skeleton that's still there.
I guess it is gone, isn't the whole thing is kind
Yeah,
of useless.
We
it
sort
got
of blew it up.
that got
Okay.
blown up good.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm real down for getting the goatery. Out of character, I am. Like, Maribel's like, but out of character, I'm like totally down for the goatery.
Let's go get some goats.
It's gonna be
Sloan on our side.
They're all gonna be curry goat and and the
Plus,
likes.
Plus, I think in the next downtime, my wife will be here, so that would be a good idea to like store a man-eating unicorn at.
Just try not to let it eat the other goats.
Or two.
So we keep it fed and happy.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm just popping into ticket. Put another tick on the Lorena arrives clock. That's it's at 2:04 now.
So our hope is next game we're gonna go after the Sloan Goatery and try and take that over for ourselves as just plain turf.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Do we want to run through end of session stuff here?
What can I do? Can I pay my coin and try to get my heat down real quick?
Oh, so wait, time out.
Not my
so
heat, my stress.
You're stressed. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can pay your coin and go visit Cobb's. Greets you, welcomes you in, knows what to pour when you come in the door. Like, yeah. I think Spog is wrapping up a couple rounds right now, and then they'll be opening up for more.
Appreciate it. It's been a rough couple of days.
It's like, yeah, here. So that Scotland friend of yours in the newspaper.
Yeah, I've been out of it. I'm learning as I go that he's got to deal with some stuff, but we'll figure it out. We always do.
Yeah, sounds like he's got to deal with a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? Can you make that a double, by the way?
Absolutely, brother.
Appreciate
it. He takes like the small glass and like he drinks it and he puts it down like behind the counter and he gets out like the bigger glass to pour a double into and he puts another one next to it and he pours two and like he takes one like glasses
Appreciate
and he drinks
it.
that too. Yeah.
Tosses it back and makes his way back to the room.
Yeah. But yeah, Spog's dice game is going. It's in full effect. That one, the guy who was the lamp black who got kicked in the head by the goat down in the tunnels, he's still there trying to hoping to win. I gave him a name and I forget what it was. Sort of with a K, but I can find it. I thought. Oh no, sorry. His name is Scannon. Okay. There's a K
Scannon,
in it.
was it?
Scannon. Yeah.
I see you're still out here. He looks like he got kicked in the face.
Yeah.
That was mean.
That was.
It's okay. That dude's been dead for like 100 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how dare you say something rude about someone who had his mugshot taken in 1893, right? Like that's yeah. Yeah, but he's down there like, trying to win money back. You do notice that like he's not even trying to wear like the kerchief anymore, like the lamp blacks used to wear. Just like he used to have like one of the little like they used to have little pins that were like the tops portions of like the coal powered street lights, like the ones that the lamp blacks used to light. He's gotten rid of that too. But he's here, just hoping to win some money, find something to do, like, get his way out of here out of sheer luck that doesn't seem to happen, because of course not.
Well, I'm about to make Scannon the lucky man. Scannon, was it?
I
You
think he
seem
had
like you've been
an
having
accident or something.
you're having a rough go of it lately. You looking for work?
Yeah, if the right job comes along.
Well, I'm a broker of sorts for a up and coming gang. And we might be looking for some work. You think you might be available? We're looking to aggressively expand in the territory. Might need some help.
It could be available to lend a hand, probably. Yeah. Make a little bit of coin, give you guys a hand. Something more to give to Spog here, this cheating bastard, right?
Spogs doesn't cheat. It's just the luck of the dice, my man. I think we keep having a conversation about possibly working, and
Mhm.
I'll put him in my notes to bring him up to Maribel about recruiting him to the gang. Because Griffiths doesn't have that authority, but he has an eye for people,
Yeah.
and anyone who can survive getting kicked in the face might be tougher than he looks. By
I
his
just
end.
want to put out there that Griffith just suggested that Maribel has the authority to do things, and I'm here for it. Thank you, Griffith.
I mean, as I see it, our only other boss just jailed himself. So if we got a giant cutter, I am not an authority figure whatsoever. I just go out and kill people. And
Oh, no. Thank
Nobody
you.
wants to follow Ohm anywhere.
Please go ahead and say these things to Maribel. She'll be real happy about it. Trust me.
I will. When I come back, I'll be like, I got something for you. So let me roll my thing real quick. Let's see how bad or how awesome I do. Let's see if I'll be getting a vice. No bonus die. Submit. 3.
All right.
So
Yeah, you get to clear 3 stress.
cool. If everything goes right, I won't have I'll be fine. We'll see how this goes. See if I get a trauma.
All of these plans keep going to plan. Everything goes right. It's fine. Everything's
So,
fine.
I do pretty decent. I'm pretty happy about it. I'll be like, what was his name again? Scannon?
Scanning, yeah.
All right, Scannon. You'll be getting in contact with out of character. What was your Rosemary? Was your other character's name? Was your alias?
Yes, Rosemary.
I'm gonna go talk to my head boss and
This is just getting better.
Rosemary, and she'll be in contact with you, my friend. Or I'll bring her down next time, and we might have some work for you.
Yeah, well, look forward to seeing you again then.
Yes, sir.
Like, this is the place to find me. So, goes off to get another drink, right?
All right. So I head back and look over and try looking for Maribel. Like, hey, boss lady.
Hi, Griffith. How are you doing?
Well, I'm I'm doing all right. How you doing? You looking a little shaken.
A lot has happened in the last
Right.
few days. Last
Well,
week. A lot has happened.
so
Okay.
you remember the guy who got kicked in the head by the goat, right?
Yes. In fact,
You
I
remember
did.
the goat that talks to you? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he seems to be healing up all right, and anyone that can survive getting kicked in the head by a goat probably can do us some help. He looks like he's gotten rid of all of his lamp black gear. Like he's trying to hide the fact that he's lamp black. So I told him that Rosemary, who is my boss, would be in contact to maybe possibly offer him a job because, you know, we might be looking for some extra muscle here and there in the next week or so. And you being the boss lady right now, figured you might be interested in it. I mean, you make all the decisions right now, right?
Yes, I do. That sounds very forward thinking of you, Griffith. We will certainly speak to this gentleman. Um, we do have Milos, coming up, but who knows? Who knows what we'll get into as we try to take over another territory. So
Just
thank you.
think,
Hmm.
no problem. Just thinking that I like our ghetto snipes are good kids, but
They're
they
also
can't.
kids. Yes.
Yes, we might need some other people, and some former like Black Guild members might come in handy.
Agreed. We will need to be careful though. Um, Dealing with the lamp blacks still might draw the ire of the red sashes, regardless of the lamp blacks being around or not. So we'll need
Understood.
to tread carefully with what we do, but that is a very good thing you've done. Thank you.
No problem, boss. Oh, and where's your brother at?
I haven't checked on him in a few days. I'm sure he's probably at that damn horse track or racetrack.
Duck track, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife is coming, right?
Yes, yes.
So she being from a formal rural family, she has a pet from a very rare animal as a unicorn.
Oh,
And
all right.
if this goatery thing doesn't go quite to plan, I'm gonna need a place to put it because I don't think having a pure white unicorn in our front of our secret base is a good idea. But I would be remiss to feel safe of leaving it on your property with your brother.
Yes. No, that's not something that you would want to do. We would need to have guard for the unicorn specifically. Who knows what my brother would do?
Great, great.
Mm.
Yeah, because I don't like your brother, but I don't want to kill him either,
Hmm. I don't like
unless you
him
say
either.
so.
Let's try to avoid killing more people right now. I think that's the best way to handle our time without Demas here.
Understood.
To not hurt people if we can help it. We should probably speak to someone that we trust to be able to guard such a prize.
Understood. Just figured to let you know before I surprise the rest of the gang with a
Yes. Indeed. Griffith, can
yes.
you keep an eye on please?
Of
I
course.
I think he's I think they are upset about Demas leaving.
I
And
sensed that about my cousin. Yes.
if you could just keep an eye on them.
Sure. I'll follow him around, make sure that he doesn't get in any trouble.
If y'all glance towards Ohm's shop, the mask that was loaded with Demas's face has Demas's face on it and is just sitting like on a table
I'm-
propped up against something. so that Demus's likeness is present, even though
Not
it's not
creepy
there.
at all.
I've
I think I'll.
also noticed. I've also
Thanks,
noticed some
I hate it.
tendencies with that they I don't want to say obsess over things, but are drawn to things. Like apparently Demus's likeness.
No, my cousin is very. When he gets onto something, it's interesting. But I'll keep an eye on him. I'll make sure he stays good.
Thank you, Griff.
We are family after all.
Indeed. Thank you.
No problem. I think I'll go over to the shop and just powwow with Ohm.
Cool.
Like-
Can we get mail to Demus in prison? Because that
How much
minute-
are you willing to pay the bribe? Bribe the guards to get it mailed into him, yeah.
I will bribe. I will spend the coin, or I will spend the money to bribe someone just so I can send a letter to Demus that says, amongst other flowery words, haha, they said I'm the leader now.
That's probably worth a coin. That's probably like, all right, I gotta let him
I
know.
mean, it's like
This-
a letter of like other additional information, but like
Demus just
This-
having that read to him as he hangs by manacles and like
I figured it wasn't
Water.
that bad in prison, but you know.
Yeah. Well, while he's
Hagrid's
spending
not
his
known
days,
for being great.
yeah, there's a lot of actual like work camps and stuff around it. So it's like there may be like Demus as part of like a chain gang, like knee deep in like muck water with like hagfish swimming around your ankles while you're like helping to pull plants out for like to feed the city kind of deal. Like, you know,
His brother,
yeah,
old Dal.
yeah.
It would if I'm paying like a coin to bribe, like it has something Skovlin food or drink.
Yeah, I don't
Some
think it's
whiskey
something where it's
sent
like
in with it.
it's enough money to be like, oh, that's more than I would expect to try to like send something to like somebody just like a letter, but like it's not so much that it's like a full coin off the character sheet. So
So you get a letter.
That's
you
how it
get
is
some
today
whiskey.
in prison. If you want to call someone, it's like, really? That much to call someone? Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is. I love it.
What's the big guy doing? Minos.
Our new friend.
Milos.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's you probably find him sharpening his harpoon that he used to use to hunt leviathans that he now uses for other purposes.
You know,
Nice.
Nice.
propping
I
doors
wanna-
open and things.
I know right before I know we're coming up on time, but like I just want to have one little scene with him. It's like, I know you've been at sea, but look what I got, and show him Bozo Boz's axe gun. It's like, check this thing out, man. It does damage.
No, that's a cheeky find.
Maybe if something happens, you can use it.
Could be.
All right, I'm done clowning.
Worth it. Like, yeah.
It's so worth it. Like,
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we are coming up on time. So let's take a couple minutes and give everybody some XP and all that kind of good stuff. So for the crew, we didn't execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation. We didn't do a score. Contend with challenges above your current station.
Not really.
I'm okay with giving one for like, the entire legal system. So like,
Okay.
bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I don't think we really did much there because we weren't doing a whole lot of crew stuff. Or express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Yeah, this was really like a big licking our wounds and recouping session.
Yeah.
We advanced some important stuff for us as that's strategically important to the crew. But
And especially healing clocks, but
yes.
So many healing clocks.
Yes. But yeah, like the goals, I mean, obviously completing the masks is a big one. Getting the information network set up to Maribel's
Oh, my fault.
needs. Those are all big things that the crew needed.
Yep.
Reducing our heat.
Yeah.
Was a
Give me
big thing.
something
we
for
needed.
going to jail.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so the crew is 1 XP away from getting another advancement. So
Nice.
next time that we complete a score, there will be an advancement involved.
Yay.
Yeah.
Will that be on top of the score 4 turf, or am I misconstruing that?
I think
Probably.
the
Yeah, so
turf
the
it would also be a
The
score,
looks
right?
I just got said yes. You're not thinking of that correctly.
Right?
No, the score, a successful score to try to take turf would give you the turf, and doing the score would earn you XP, which would earn you an advancement.
Okay.
So, yeah. So let's do characters.
Which one for me? I didn't do anything with the
Right.
other guy, so
Yeah, we didn't really hit much with Milos.
that's all good.
Although, I mean, we did. Yeah. Let's start at the top of the list where everybody has their own question. Milos did not address challenge with violence or coercion.
Not yet, though.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Demas. That. Sorry, I forgot you have like the crew sheet thing in your thing too, and you were like looking at that, but it shows me what you're looking at, and I'm like, crew advancement? What? Right? No. Address the
Calculation and
challenge with
conspiracy.
calculus or conspiracy.
I addressed it by going to jail.
It's calculated, right? Like, I'm the best option for doing this kind of deal. Yeah.
I unilaterally made that decision.
It's true.
You sat down, you looked at the entire map of like pins and wires and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, I think it's gotta be me. Like, let's see. Ghost. We didn't get a chance for you to address a challenge with tracking or violence, unfortunately.
I did a lot of Physiker stuff
Mm-hmm.
this game.
Well, and you advanced the clock. On
And
the
you
other
advanced the
one,
clock. Yeah, I mean, I think taking
Yeah.
the 2 out of 2 for those is fair.
Okay. So that loads me up and gives me 1 extra.
Yep.
Do I go
So
ahead and advance and then have 1 left over?
yeah, and then you can pick another special ability.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to move the points to somewhere else, kind of deal.
No, I'll pick a special ability I've been eyeing for a little bit.
Cool. And Maribel, did you address a challenge with deception or influence?
I was thinking
I think-
influence.
Yeah, like you were there dealing with things with Lissa and stuff like that. Sure. Cool. That's worth XP. Okay, so for everybody, express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I did with my wife coming, and then also looking out for empty.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 2.
The
Ooh,
Scotland consulate kept me from getting off easy.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
that's fair to take 1 for Demas.
Mm-hmm.
I know we did get some good description of Leviathan huntering and Leviathan hunter gear for Milos, so if you want to check 1 there too, I think that's fair.
My drive to get the information network set up, and then I guess we just really talked about how we're going to handle getting that unicorn taken care of at my place. Those are reaches. I'm reaching, so
Those are kind of reaches. I mean, I don't feel bad going 1 because there's like, you know, yeah. Belief, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way Ohm is processing Demas's departure is very kind of specific to the way Ohm processes things. So beliefs, drives is kind of where I was thinking there. But I think that'd probably be the only thing I'd go for, really.
Okay.
I can't.
Well,
yeah.
I would like to make an argument on the behalf of you talking about how we've done so many things for you and the crew, like the scores and stuff, and you saying, hey, you know, let's do something else for the crew. I think
That's fair.
I think you bringing that up would be a good. I might be reaching also, but I think that would be a thing you could say also.
Yeah, for that one, I was kind of going with the soft trauma of being like, kind of like giving, not being super selfish, or, you know, being Ohm's own like harm, saying we should probably focus on somebody else for a little bit, or something like all of those lines. It's kind of where I was going with that. But yes, that's a good point. Thank you.
Cool.
Mike, are you okay with 1 on all that, or 2
Yeah.
on all that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes for 2. Yes for 1.
Yeah. If you want to, I'm okay with that for right now.
Okay.
And then, did anyone struggle with issues from their vice or trauma during the session? Oh, did Maribel do her vice this session?
Oh, I have to take a stress.
Yeah.
I took a stress.
Yeah, if there's anybody else with trauma who did not indulge their vice, then they have to take stress equal to however many traumas you have.
What if I just kind of struggled with issues?
I mean, can you even take a... Milos wasn't really around and like to do anything, and
we are being
Oh,
rated.
wow.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
What is up, Liz Mac?
Hey.
Oh
Hey,
my
no
gosh.
mess.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're like wrapping up with XP and stuff. It's gonna be a chain raid here in a second.
We are going to be rating someone else soon, but welcome everyone.
Welcome.
Casey, it looks like you're filled up and you're able to take another special ability too if you want.
Yes, I'm reading and trying to figure out exactly what I want to do.
Cool.
I took Venomous.
Venomous.
Because
it's such a good one. Can you pop it into the chat, David?
Yeah.
With the
Just do the. There we go. So I inhaled so much of that trance powder that, like, over time, my body has developed an immunity to trance powder, and if I take some effort through all of the vents in my body as a Taikarosi half demon, it will seep out into the area around me, and I can, like, you know, blow it onto somebody or something along those lines.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's nasty.
It's a toss up between tough as nails for me and sharpshooter. Trying to.
I mean, you survived a lot of physical trauma, so maybe tough as nails.
Yeah, I've been up close and personal more than I would like to be lately. So yeah, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do tough as nails. It was
For
also.
Demas.
Can you click the little bell next to it?
Oh,
Casey, it'll pop it up into the chat, and then it'll show
there
up
you
on the
go.
screen. Cool.
So penalties are 1 less level severe. So like,
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
it was like,
Yes.
that's like the big thing. It's like, huh? I won't
We
have
have we get into so many stupid fights. We need
So
somebody who
many.
can take a punch.
I was like,
Now you have 2.
Yes, that is good because this is the way we go.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and since Demas is going to be kind of on the back burner for a minute, I used his 3 playbook XP to finish out my prowess track and take another point in prowl.
Mm.
nice.
I may move my advancement and take another like skill point or point in one of those. I just haven't
Right.
decided what yet.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
Okay, so I've got that stuff spent. I don't really think that Ohm struggled much with traumas or any of that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna. Well, I guess I'll hold on to the XP. I was gonna move it into resolve stuff, but I think I'll let it sit for now. Okay. I think Ohm is done for XP and all that stuff.
All right.
yeah, I don't think I did anything that really affected. That was my trauma.
Okay.
So I was dealing with the scared condition.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I've got for tonight. So thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah.
That's fine. Someplace
Thank you
great
all
to
so much
send
for
all
the
these
raid.
fine people.
Yeah, let's go find a cool person to send everyone to. Let's see here. Last week I think we did Cave Art Geek last
Cave
time.
Art, yeah.
I
have 2 other suggestions.
Okay.
Scabby Rooster, they're playing tabletop RPGs, or Saving Throw Show. They're also doing tabletop RPGs.
Let's do. I've not heard of Scabby Rooster. Was it CAB or SCAB?
BY Rooster.
Got it. I see it now. How are they looking?
They are an improv group that do stories they do 4 shows at Gen Con every year. And so it's also come over and they do kind of a production company and play RPGs as well. Anyone that's watching the stream, Bonnie Gordon and Xander Genre are part of that crew. They're not playing tonight, but
Okay, awesome. I see in the chat they're talking about electrotherapy, so that's interesting. Let's go there.
well,
relevant.
it's kind of the same. Yes.
So, lovely raiders, thank you so much for coming. We are going to send you on to the next channel that is doing another game. And it will be incredible. And catch us on Saturday night. We're going to be playing Cyberpunk. And on Monday, we're going to be playing Tales from the Loop. And then on the 1st, we're going to be doing a charity stream for the Carcinoid Foundation, which is a rare form or an often misdiagnosed form of cancer. So thank you all again for showing up. I'm going to start the raid button. And when everyone is ready, we will vamonos over to Scabby Rooster.
Everyone.
All right.
Have fun all and play well.
Y'all, you're really
Now I screwed up.
Rated.
Hey, so I
rated.
screwed up all of our buttons. We're all over the place. Yeah.
It's all good. I hit the raid button.
Now I have screwed up OBS. So hi.